everybody. Well, as usual, I'm behind on my everything. I like to procrastinate. I'm good at it. I'm a pro at procrastination, but it's getting down to where I'd better get to work on this thing. So this is my USACC 55 Ford panel truck build that I'm doing. And any smart guy would have just done more of a basic build, but no, I had to go wild and extreme, and that's going to take a lot of time. So anyway, it doesn't appear that I've done a whole lot. I've done some. I've just started to get back on this thing, and I'm just going to show you, just give you an update of what it's going to, or it's supposed to look like, or the direction that it's going. So this is just sitting on some sanding blocks. There's no axles or anything under it at this time, but it's going to have a little lower stance in the back, but I couldn't find anything to really level it good enough. So, but it is going to be a mud truck, and it's going to have one of the big block Fords that Miguel over at Hobbyworks designed. That one particularly is an awful print. The prints are 1,000 times better than that now, but that's just something I threw together kind of to mock it up. But I just yesterday actually tubbed out the or cut out the wheel wells on the body. They I didn't want to leave it stock like the stock truck, because usually when you got a monster truck or a mud truck, they have probably a fiberglass body, and the wheel wells are much bigger. So that's what I did there. I'm gonna get the camera mounted on a tripod so I don't have to hold it, so I can maybe show you some of the other things that I've done. But that is the look that I'm going for. I still have to clean up the edges on the wheel wells and things like that. I also opened the back door so you can see the roll cage, but I'll mount the camera, and so I can use both hands, and I'll show you some of the things that I've done to the roll cage. Had to do some modifying from the original. Miguel also designed this chassis, but it was really designed, the chassis was designed for that square body Chevy, and this top is a lot more narrow on this Ford than the Chevy is, so I had to do some modifications there, and I'm not done, but I've done some of them. But anyway, all right, let me mount the camera. I'll be right back. All right, so where would I start? I guess start at the main thing. It's not the body actually, but the chassis, because the body's already, it's what it is. So I have to make everything under the body work out. And I do like the look of how the shock towers are going to stick up out of the hood. I mean, I had no other choice than to do that. One thing that this truck, and I think I already mentioned it, but it's going to have a lower stance. And the reason being is the roll, and I could have adjusted all that, but I think it's going to look cool. But the roll cage probably should have been a little higher for this truck to get like the shock towers and things like that down. But I think it's going to have that cool, mean, lower stance look. But let me get the take the body off here, and I'll show you some of the things I've done to the chassis. So I've got the so with the chassis, and this is 3D printed resin, and I wasn't going to have Miguel ask him to try to build something to fit this truck, so I just took what is it, 3/32 I think it is, styrene rod, and just bent it, and to make it fit the body and to support the body, because it needs to have something to sit on rather than just sitting on the cab part of it. But I had to narrow, let's see if I can find, I don't think I have one that, well, maybe, I think I've already cut that one too. I thought maybe I had a roll cage that I could compare it to. Maybe this one. This is not the design Miguel did, but anyway, well, that won't even be a good reference. But anyway, so what I had to do is, the way that the when these bars came up, they were pretty much, they came up more straight and then they angled back. Well, that really interfered with the posts on the panel. So because there's more angle here or something, I don't know. Anyway, when I would put the body on, it would hit right in this area and it wouldn't let it go down. So what I did is I cut those out, and I bent some styrene and put that in there and reconnected it to the chassis, just so the body would go down on it. And I should have probably raised, like I say, raised this up about 1/4 of an inch to lower the chassis out of the body, but you know, like I say, I'm not going to. That's the way it's going to be. So I did that, replaced these. Also had to change the angle here on these, so those are more of an angle now, so it won't interfere with the body. Then the back, I just simply went kind of basic, and I added these little over where the styrene rod would go into these, and the bigger part was attached to the frame, and I was going to have it where this would all, because this part of the roll cage, I could have it where I could take it off if I needed to work on it. And I stuck the cage down into these before the glue got dry, or the super glue hardened, and it attached, so I can't get that off now, so I'm just going to have to work around that. But that's the way that the chassis looks. I also needed to open up the engine, the portion where the engine goes here. If you'll notice, there's a little bend right here, and here I widened this. I needed to have a little bit more clearance, so I could get the plug wires and all that stuff ran on the engine. So that helped a lot. You have to mount the headers after the engine will be mounted, but what I was doing was trying to get a little bit more clearance between the heads and the roll cage or the chassis. So I accomplished that, and had to remove some of the original supports, and so I just added some extra strength there. And it actually, without that, I mean, this thing is super like flimsy when I took those out. So when I added these supports back, you'd be surprised structurally how strong it makes it. So it's going to have the blown 460 up front, in the front of it, which is going to look cool because it's just going to be sticking up out of the body, and it's just going to look, so I mean, I've got to remove a little bit right here where this cow, or whatever you call this little, where it would flip up. I've got to remove some of that because the fuel injector hits it just a little bit, but it's going to be sticking up quite a bit. Also, I'm going to use a fuel cell. So by the way, if you're interested in some fuel cells, I've got about 4 different size fuel cells on mcvproducts.net. This one will be just perfect. Let's see, for the rear back here. Since this thing's front engine, I can have the, which, you know, rear engine monster trucks have a fuel cell in the back usually anyway, so that will fit right down into there. That's going to look nice. And do that. The interior for it, Miguel did make an interior floorboard and floor pan and all that stuff, which I have to also do some modifications to get that to fit now, just to cut some of the width off, since I had to angle these right here. So that's that. My bench is an absolute disaster. I've got just 3D printed mud truck parts everywhere, trying to figure something out. But the body, like I said, I just took the, where's my little tool? I bought some of these little grinding wheels, or sandpaper wheels, for my Dremel, and man, that thing works great. And it's a lot easier than using a little drill bit blade, because they'll sometimes want to grab and mess up. So I got those opened up, and I've got to do some cleanup. I can see there's a low spot right there. And on the front, I may still bring the front out a little bit more depending on what it looks like once I get the axles and everything mounted. Took the door handles off, took the windshield, got rid of the windshield wipers. You don't need any of that kind of stuff. I'm maybe going to try and simulate a fiberglass body rather than a steel body, but it does have panel lines, and I'll leave those. But I did open up the back. I just took my razor knife and just scribed all the way around, over and over and over and over, until the doors were able to take those out. And I like that because with the typically with a monster truck or something too, it will be open in the back, so you'll be able to see the fuel cell and the shocks and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. I got to figure something out about a windshield. I don't know if I'm going to use the kit windshield or not, because I wanted to go with something more realistic to a monster truck, and I've got some thin, I don't know where this stuff came from, but it's really thin clear plastic, and I thought maybe trying to put something like that in there, because usually with a mud truck or something, you don't have a windshield, you've got a piece of plexiglass or something like that. And I wanted to, when I mounted it, have some, like a hole cut where some holes or something. A lot of times on these mud trucks, rather than have just a solid windshield, because when mud gets on it you can't see, they'll have some holes right where the line of sight is for the driver, which would be in the, I guess in the, I don't know if I'm going to have him center drive or left-hand drive. Anyway, some holes, maybe just something where he can see, just to make it look more like a real race mud truck. So that's where I'm at. I ain't done a whole lot. I did remove the drip rail. There was like a drip rail or something. Not a drip rail, but there was well, no, it's still there. I just sanded it down a little bit more. Trying to knock a lot of the original markings and stuff. The gas filler, that has to be filled with putty, so that will be gone. And the hood also is going to have to be opened up a little bit more, because since the supercharger or the injector is going to come up higher, I may even have to like remove a whole section of the hood there. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll keep working with that. Let's see if I can get it up through there. But anyway, that's the look that I'm going for. It's just the blower hat and the big breather sticking out. And anyway, not a lot. I haven't got a lot done. I really got to get back on it, and I am. Time is ticking down. I got like a month to get it done. Right, look, just a hair over a month. And there's your. I've got those extra. I wanted to have some kind of visible roll cage through the window, so that I thought, well, I'll put them right there, and got it on both sides, so just to make it look like, I don't know, that's the thing. That's what we do with these models. We try to make them look like something real. I mean, that's obviously the goal of everyone, and try to make it look like it's a real mud truck. So that's where I'm at. I want to again thank Miguel over at Hobbyworks for doing so much for me as designing this chassis and the engines and all those things, and I do appreciate that. All you guys that help me on this channel, whichever way it may be, I surely appreciate all of your help and all of your support, and yeah, it's going to be fun. But I get stressed. This is crazy, because I know that if I wait too long, I'm going to have to really stress about getting it done. But then I wait too long. It's like, okay, so I know I'm going to be stressed. I know it's going to stress me to the max if I don't get on, and then I still push it off. I'm like, what in the world? So that's where I'm at with my USACC. I might do another update video, and then, you know, wait until January the 14th. And heck, this might be the last update video. I don't know. But all I know is if I don't get on this thing, it ain't gonna build itself. And yeah, hope you guys like the direction I'm going with it, and let me know in the comments if there's any suggestions you may have or anything like that. I did ask on the initial video, what do you think I should mud it up or have it nice and shiny? And I got some feedback on that, and I think I am going to go to try to do a nice shiny paint job and make it look nice, like it's at a, you know, at a show or something, rather than at the track with mud all over it. So that's my goal, to do that. Have these tires painted and all shiny, like they've put all that tire, wet tire look stuff all over them. So that'd be cool. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. And you guys, again, if you got any suggestions, any, you know, let me know your comments, your thoughts. And I'm going to work hard, and we're going to get this thing done by January 14th. I thought so many times, I'm like, okay, what if I just backed out of this? And I thought, back out? You're the guy who picked the kit. You can't back out. And I can't do that. I wouldn't do that anyway. But, you know, those thoughts do go through your mind sometimes. But anyway, that's where I'm at. And one more little plug for the carbureted 460. You can find that over at mcvproducts.net too. I just posted some new wheels, and got some slapper bars and several other things. You go over there if you hadn't been in a while. Hadn't been there a while, but if you hadn't been lately, go back over to mcvproducts.net and check out all the ProTech parts that are available there, as well as my 3D printed stuff. And again, thank you for your support there. It's been overwhelming, the support that I've got at mcvproducts.net. Ellie has been busy packing orders, and she has even been 3D printing for me while I'm at work. So isn't that cool? Ellie's 14 years old, and actually she'll be 15 December 19th. So you guys wish Ellie a happy birthday. And she'll be 15 years old, but she's out here during the day while I'm at work. She'll call and she says, "Daddy, what do you need me to print now?" So she's printing them. She's getting them off the build plate and cleaning them and all that stuff. And it's pretty cool. And she just got her first paycheck. So you guys keep supporting the website, and I'll keep paying my daughter. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you to everyone again for just all your support. Hey, don't forget, when this truck gets its paint job, it's going to have MCW paint provided by hobbynutmodels.com. Go over to hobbynutmodels.com and check out everything that Mark has over there. He has all kind of cool kits. He's got tools and paints and just everything you can imagine for the model hobby. Go over there and check it out. hobbynutmodels.com. It's always linked in the description of the video. Click that link in the description, and it'll carry you straight over there, and you can do some shopping. And I want to thank Mark for supporting my channel as well for so long now. Thank you to my Patreon members and everybody. Thank you so much. Hey, if you hadn't already, give this video a like. And yeah, hey, we'll see you on the next one. I don't know how long it's going to be till an update, or maybe just wait till the reveal. Maybe another update once I get the tires and wheels on it. I think they have the actual stance in a video will be really cool. So I might come back and do that. And yeah, hey guys, we'll see you later. You take care. And yeah, that's all. All right, see ya. Bye.